Welcome to the Reputation Matters podcast. We're here to help you protect and enhance your online reputation. Tune in for tips, tricks, and expert advice. Ready to take control of your online presence? Visit yourrepmatters.com to learn more.
Hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive with us.
Glad to be here.
Today we're going to be talking about shaping your brand's online image.
Yeah.
We're digging into this awesome book called
Mm-hmm.
Your Reputation, Your Reality.
Did a good one.
And this is like really important stuff, you guys.
Absolutely.
I mean, this is basically your reality in the digital world now, right?
Yeah, it really is like your online reputation.
Yeah.
It's not just some abstract thing. It's
Yeah.
really how people see you when
Yeah.
they search for you online, and it can
Yeah.
really make or break your brand.
I know, and I think one of the things that really struck me when I was reading this,
Mm-hmm.
they said something like 79% of consumers trust online reviews
Right.
as much as personal recommendations.
It's huge.
Yeah. So think about that, right?
Yeah.
Like almost 8 out of 10 people
Mm-hmm.
who are potentially going to become your customers,
Yeah.
they're forming an opinion about you
Right.
based on what they see when they Google you.
Absolutely. And that means you
Yeah.
can't just sit back and hope that your online reputation is going to be great.
Yeah.
You really have to be proactive about
No.
managing it.
Yeah. That's where this book, I think, is so helpful
Yeah.
because it gives you a roadmap for taking control of your online narrative.
Yeah.
And it starts with being proactive.
Absolutely. Like you have to have a
Yeah.
solid foundation
Mhm.
before you can even start thinking about strategies for managing your reputation.
Okay.
So before we even jump into the specifics,
Yeah.
let's take a step back
Oh.
and think about the bigger picture.
All right.
Think about your brand
Mhm.
as a whole.
Okay.
What are your core values?
Yeah.
What message do you want to convey to the world?
That's such a good point because I think if you don't even know like what your brand stands for,
Right.
how are you going to have
Yeah.
any control over what people are saying about you?
It's like trying to hit a target right in the dark. You
Yeah.
don't even know where to aim.
Okay. So we need to nail down
Yeah.
our brand story before we do anything else.
Exactly. And that means figuring out
Oh, okay.
what makes you unique,
Yeah.
what do you stand for,
Uh-huh.
and what problems are you solving for your customers.
I love that.
Yeah.
It's like we're crafting a narrative,
Yeah.
a story.
It needs to be compelling.
Yeah.
And it needs to resonate with your target audience.
Okay. And once we have that foundation in place,
Then we can start
Yeah.
building on it.
okay, so then we
Yeah.
move into the specific strategies.
Right. And the book lays out
Yeah.
5 key steps
Okay.
for managing your online reputation.
All right, so let's hear it.
The first one is
Yeah.
being proactive.
Okay, so we've kind of already touched on that a little bit.
Yeah, we did,
But what does that actually look like in practice?
it really starts with having a consistent and active presence online.
Okay.
And this means more than just having a website or a Facebook page.
So where do we need to be?
You need to be where your audience is.
Okay.
You need to be engaging with them
Yeah.
in meaningful ways,
Right.
and you need to be consistently reinforcing
Right.
your brand's message.
So it's all about
Yeah.
meeting your audience where they are and
Exactly.
speaking their language.
Okay.
Okay. So let's say I'm like a small business owner
Mm-hmm.
just starting out.
Okay.
What are some concrete things I could do?
Well, first, you got to make sure you have a professional-looking website
All right.
that clearly outlines your products or services.
Got it.
Then you need to identify
Okay.
the social media platforms
Mm.
where your target audience is most active.
Okay.
That could be Facebook,
Yeah.
Instagram,
Yeah.
Twitter, LinkedIn,
Mm-hmm.
or even some niche platforms
Right.
that are specific to your industry.
Got it. So we're not just
Yeah.
like randomly posting on every platform.
Right.
We need to be strategic.
Be strategic and make sure your content is
Yeah.
actually resonating with your audience.
Okay. And showcasing our brand's value.
Yes.
Okay. So that's being proactive.
It's step 1.
All right. So then what?
Step 2 is all about controlling your narrative.
So I feel like we touched on this earlier a little
Yeah,
bit,
we
man.
did, but it's worth exploring further
I think so too.
because it's such a crucial part
Mm-hmm.
of managing your online reputation.
Okay. So what does it actually mean
Yeah.
to control your narrative online?
It means taking ownership
Okay.
of your brand's story
Ah.
and making sure it's being told accurately and effectively across all of your online platforms.
Okay.
And remember, in the digital age,
Yeah.
you're not just competing with other businesses,
Right.
you're competing with all of the noise and the
Ah.
misinformation.
It's so easy to get lost
yeah,
out there.
generally. Absolutely.
So how do we cut through that noise?
It starts with consistency.
Okay.
You got to make sure that your brand's voice,
Yeah.
your values, and your messaging are consistent across all platforms.
Okay.
So your website should reflect your social media presence.
Yeah.
Your reviews should align with your brand values.
Mhm.
And everything should work together
Yeah.
to tell a unified story.
I love that.
Yeah.
It's creating a cohesive,
Yes.
memorable brand identity.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to
Everything.
tell your story.
Yeah.
Share your origin story.
Mm-hmm.
Highlight your team's expertise.
Mm-hmm.
Showcase your customer success stories.
I love that.
Yeah, these are all powerful ways to
Yeah.
build trust
Yeah.
and credibility with your audience.
And people connect with stories.
Absolutely.
It's what makes us human.
That's why we love watching movies and
Right.
reading books.
Exactly. And when you share your brand story
Yeah,
authentically,
yeah.
it helps people see the human side of your business.
It makes you relatable
Yeah.
and approachable.
I like that.
Yeah, and that's a key ingredient in
Right.
building a strong online reputation.
All right. So we're being proactive.
Mm-hmm.
We're controlling our narrative.
Yes.
What's next?
Up next,
Yeah.
we've got to talk about managing customer reviews.
Oh, yeah. That's a big one.
Yeah, and this might be something that you think of as reactive.
Yeah. Like we just respond when
Yeah.
someone leaves a review.
Yeah, but it's actually something that you can manage proactively.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah, because customer reviews have a huge impact on how people perceive your brand.
I mean, I know when I'm shopping online,
Me too.
the first thing I do is I check the reviews.
Absolutely.
Didn't the book say like 92% of consumers
92%.
read reviews before they buy anything?
Yeah, so that means
So is everybody.
almost everyone is looking
wow.
at what other people are saying about you
Okay.
before they even think about
Yeah.
doing business with you.
So it's not just about
Right.
getting good reviews.
It's not just about the 5-star reviews.
Yeah.
It's about how you handle all reviews.
Okay.
The good and the bad.
So we got to engage with people.
You got to engage with your customers. You got to
yeah.
show them that you value their feedback.
Even when it's negative.
Even when it's negative,
Yeah.
responding to positive reviews
Right.
with a simple thank you
Yeah.
goes a long way.
Right.
It shows that you appreciate their business.
Okay.
And when you address negative reviews
Yeah.
with empathy and a willingness to resolve the issue,
yeah.
that can actually turn a dissatisfied customer
Wow.
into a loyal advocate.
Is that true?
It's totally true.
Like I've heard that.
Yeah.
But I always wondered if it was really a thing.
It really is, because it shows potential customers
Okay.
that you're committed to customer satisfaction
Mm-hmm.
and that you're willing to go the extra mile
Yeah.
to make things right.
It's like you said, everybody makes mistakes.
Yeah,
But it's how you respond to them.
and matters.
That's what really matters.
Okay, so how do we manage reviews effectively?
First, you got to make sure you're monitoring review sites regularly.
Like, how often are we talking?
Well, you can set up alerts
Okay.
so that you're notified
Got it.
whenever a new review comes in.
Okay.
Then you need to respond promptly and professionally
Okay.
to all reviews,
Mhm.
the good and the bad.
Okay. So for the good ones.
For the positive reviews,
Yeah.
something as simple as,
Yeah.
thank you for your kind words.
Okay.
We're so glad you enjoyed your experience.
Easy enough.
That can go a long way.
Okay, and what about the negative ones?
For negative reviews,
Yeah.
the first thing you want to do
Okay.
is acknowledge the customer's concerns.
Mm-hmm.
Then you want to apologize for any inconvenience caused,
Okay.
and then you want to offer a solution
Okay.
if it's something that you can fix.
Yeah, fix it. If
Mhm.
not,
Yeah.
you want to explain why you can't fix it
Yeah.
and offer an alternative solution.
So it's all about just showing,
It's about showing them
Yeah.
that you're listening and that you care.
okay, so acknowledge,
Yes.
apologize,
Uh-huh.
offer a solution.
That's a good framework.
I like it.
Yeah.
All right, so we're being proactive.
Mm-hmm.
We're controlling our narrative.
Yes.
We're managing our reviews.
Right.
What's next?
Next up is social media.
Okay, now I feel like some people hear social media and they just kind of
They roll their eyes.
tune out.
Yeah, but trust me, social media is an incredibly powerful tool
Okay,
for shaping your online reputation.
okay.
Think of it as a direct line to your audience,
Right.
a way to build relationships
Okay.
and showcase your brand's personality.
And it's changed so much over the years.
It really has.
It's not just about like
Right.
posting ads.
It's not about blasting people
Right.
with your marketing message.
Okay.
It's about engagement
Yeah.
and authenticity.
Okay.
It's about creating content
Yeah.
that people actually want to see,
Yeah.
sharing your expertise
Mm.
and engaging in conversations.
Yeah.
And it's not just about broadcasting your message.
Okay.
It's about listening to your audience, responding to their comments,
Yeah.
and showing that you're a real person,
Right.
not just a faceless brand.
So we're building community.
You're building community.
Yeah.
You're fostering a sense of connection.
And this is how we humanize our brand.
Exactly.
Okay, I love that.
Yeah.
So what are some practical tips?
Okay, so
Yeah.
for using social media effectively,
Yeah.
first of all, choose the right platforms.
Okay.
Don't feel like you need to be everywhere.
Right. Yeah.
Just focus on the platforms where your target audience is most active.
So it's quality over quantity.
Quality over quantity. Then you need to create high quality content
Okay.
that's relevant to your audience.
Yeah.
It could be blog posts,
Yeah.
videos,
Yeah.
infographics, even just engaging captions on your photos.
Right.
The key is to provide value
Okay.
and spark conversations.
And don't forget about visuals, right?
Oh, yeah. Visuals are huge.
Yeah.
People are drawn to eye-catching images and videos.
That's why Instagram is so popular.
Exactly. And finally, you got to engage with your followers.
Yeah.
Respond to comments,
Uh-huh.
answer questions, and participate in discussions.
Right, we're building
You're
relationships.
building relationships.
Yeah.
You're showing that you're listening
Okay.
and that you care.
All right, so we're being proactive.
Mm-hmm.
We're controlling our narrative.
Right.
We're managing reviews.
Yeah. And
And
we're
then-
engaging on social media.
What else do we need to know?
Well, there's one final step,
Okay.
and this one's probably the most important.
Okay. I'm intrigued. Lay it on me.
It's all about monitoring and adjusting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Monitoring and adjusting.
Yeah.
So like it's not a one-time thing.
Exactly.
Right.
It's not something you can just
Right.
set and forget.
Okay.
The online world is constantly changing,
Right.
and your reputation is a living, breathing thing.
Yeah.
It needs ongoing care and attention.
So how do we even like keep track
Yeah, that's a great question.
of everything that's being said about us online?
Well, thankfully, there are tons of tools available now
Okay.
that can help you monitor your online presence.
Like what kind of tools?
Well, think Google Alerts,
Oh, yeah.
social listening platforms like Hootsuite,
Okay.
Brand24,
Mm-hmm.
and then you can also use review monitoring services.
Okay.
These tools will track mentions of your brand
So we can see what people are saying.
across the web. Yeah.
So
So you can see what people are saying,
Yeah.
and you can address any negative feedback
Um,
quickly.
we can kind of nip things in the bud
Exactly.
before they become huge problems.
Before they escalate into a full-blown crisis.
That's good.
Yeah. And remember,
Yeah.
no matter how amazing your brand is,
Okay.
you're always going to get some negative feedback.
Right. You can't please everybody.
You can't please everyone all the time,
Okay.
but it's not about striving for perfection. It's
Yeah.
about how you handle those inevitable bumps in the road.
Yeah. So it's more about how we respond
Exactly.
than like
Yeah.
never getting negative feedback at all.
And actually, if you're responsive,
Uh-huh.
transparent, and professional
Yeah.
in your approach to negative feedback,
Okay.
that can actually turn a negative situation
Wow.
into a positive one.
So it's almost like,
Yeah, it's like turning a PR disaster
Mhm.
into an opportunity.
yeah, to show that we feel.
It showcase your commitment to customer satisfaction.
I like that.
Yeah, and it builds trust and loyalty with your audience.
This has been so helpful.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
So to wrap things up,
Okay.
that's the key takeaway about online reputation.
The key takeaway is this.
Okay.
Your online reputation is your reality.
Mhm.
It's the face you present to the world.
Yeah,
And it has a huge impact on your success.
it really does.
But the good news is
Okay, what's the good news?
you have the power to shape that reality.
Right.
It's not something that's just happening to you.
Right.
It's something that you can actively cultivate
I love that.
and manage.
It's empowering.
It is empowering
Yeah.
to know that we're not just passive bystanders.
Right. We have control.
You can take control
Yeah.
of your online narrative
Okay.
and create the reality that you want for
Oh.
your brand.
All right. So as we wrap up this deep dive
Yeah.
on online reputation.
I want to leave you with a question.
Okay, hit me.
What's one action you can take today
Okay.
to start shaping your online reputation?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah. Just one thing.
So it could be like updating our website,
It could be.
or responding to a couple reviews,
Yeah.
or maybe writing a really awesome social media post.
Exactly.
Okay.
The important thing is to just take action.
I like it.
Even if it seems small,
Yeah.
every action,
Mm-hmm.
every interaction, every piece of content you put out there
Yeah.
contributes to the bigger picture.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
So no action is too small.
No action is too small.
Okay.
So go out there,
Yeah.
take ownership of your online presence,
Mm-hmm.
and start shaping the reality you want for your brand.
I love it.
Remember, your reputation is your reality.
Okay.
Make it one you're proud of.
Great advice. Thanks for joining us for another deep dive.
My pleasure.
Monitoring and adjusting. Huh.
Yeah.
That makes it sound like it's not just a one-time thing.
It's definitely not a one-time thing.
Okay.
It's not something you can just like set up and then forget about.
Okay.
It's like you said, the online world is constantly changing.
Right.
So your reputation is always evolving too.
So it's kind of like a garden.
Exactly. Like a garden, you have to tend to it.
Right. We can't just plant the seeds
Right.
and then hope for the best.
You got to water it.
Yeah.
Got to weed it.
Okay. So how do we even keep up with everything?
That's the million-dollar question, right?
Yeah.
But luckily, there are some great tools out there
Okay.
that can help us stay on top of things.
Like what?
Well, you've probably heard of Google Alerts.
Oh, yeah.
Those are great for tracking mentions
Cool.
of your brand across the web.
So we can see what people are saying about us.
Exactly.
Both good and bad.
Yep. And then there are also social listening platforms.
Okay, what are those?
Those are tools like Hootsuite or Brand24.
Okay.
They let you monitor social media
Oh.
for mentions of your brand.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. And then there are review monitoring services too.
Okay, so these tools basically do the heavy lifting for us.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Okay.
They help us stay informed
Yeah.
so we can address any issues quickly.
So we're not just caught off guard.
Exactly. We want to be proactive,
Right.
not reactive.
And I think that's a good point to reiterate,
Yeah.
is that no matter how hard we try, we're probably going to get some negative feedback.
It's inevitable.
Yeah, you can't please everybody.
You really can't.
But it sounds like it's not about being perfect.
Not about perfection.
Right.
It's about how you handle the negative stuff.
Yeah, so how do we do that gracefully?
Well, the key is to be responsive,
Okay.
transparent,
Mm-hmm.
and professional.
So even when we mess up,
Even when you mess up,
yeah.
you can still come out on top
How so?
because you're showing people that you care.
Okay.
You're owning your mistakes
Right.
and you're taking steps to make things right.
So it's turning a negative
You
into
see
a
the
positive.
difference? It's like alchemy.
I like that.
You're turning lead into gold.
All right, so to sum it all up, what have we learned today about online reputation?
Well, we've learned that it's your reality.
Yeah, it's not just a made-up thing.
It's not just some abstract concept.
That's right.
It's how the world sees you.
And it matters.
It matters a lot.
Yeah. But we've also learned that we have the power to shape it.
We're not just victims of circumstance.
Yeah, we can be proactive.
Absolutely.
We can tell our story.
Yes.
We can engage with our customers.
Right?
And we can monitor and adjust as we go.
It's an ongoing process.
Well, this has been a fantastic deep dive.
Thanks for having me.
I feel like I have a much better understanding now
Good.
of how to manage my brand's online reputation.
Excellent.
So to everyone listening out there,
Yeah.
remember, your online reputation is your reality.
Make it a good one.
Make it a good one. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you for tuning in. Check back next week for our latest episode or visit our website, yourrepmatters.com, to take control of your online reputation. After all, reputation matters.